Hello everyone, this is the video presentation on the novel The Road by Cormac McCarthy. I am Bidhan Arya and I hope you enjoy the presentation. This video will comprise of 5 parts: the plot, character analysis of the novel, important events and conclusion. Plot. This post-apocalyptic novel follows a father and a boy as they make their way through a desolate and hostile landscape in search of safety and a future. The world in which the story takes place has been devastated by some kind of catastrophe, leaving the landscape barren and covered in ash. The book's unnamed father and son are making their way to the coast, where they expect to find shelter and possibly meet up with other survivors. Along the way, they have to contend with hunger, cold, and the continuous threat of roving bands of cannibals. The father and the boy share a close emotional bond as he tries to teach his son survival skills while shielding him from the dangers of the outside world. In exchange, the son gives his father motivation and direction in life. Some of the other survivors, the father and the son, meet along their journey south, are useful and friendly, while others are dangerous and cruel. However, for many brief moments, the father and the son do enjoy the little beauties that the world has to offer, like reading a story, taking a bath in a waterfall. The father and son maintain their humanity and keep looking for a way out of their current predicament. Their voyage, however, takes a tragic turn when the father falls ill and dies, leaving the son to fend for himself in a world that appears to offer little hope. The book ends on a cliffhanger with the protagonist's son possibly finding refuge with a new family. Readers are left wondering if the boy will feel safe with his new family and if he will be able to find a place for himself in a world that has been destroyed. As a whole, The Road is a profound and unsettling book that delves into questions of resilience, love, and the human condition in the face of unimaginable hardship. Any reader will be profoundly affected by this book's stark and unflinching vision of a world emptied of all but the most fundamental aspects of humanity. The next section we'll explore are the characters of the novel. The first is the father. The father's identity is never revealed. He is the boy's father, his papa, and he feels a divine obligation to shield the child from harm and protect him from the evils of the world, even if that means killing him before the bad guys can get to him. He doubts he has in it him to harm his kid, who is the only bright spot in his life. He must push himself and his son to extreme measures in order to survive. The man and his son share a sacred, almost holy bond, and he makes a tremendous sacrifice throughout the book to ensure his son has a chance at survival and a future in a world that has gone dark. He shows his son how to carry the fire in him, the fire to survive and thrive. The son. The boy goes unnamed through the novel as well. On the road, the child is the only bright spot in the life of his father. The boy's only connection to the outside world is his father, and he doesn't want to carry on without him. The young man is tough and tenacious, but he also has a soft heart. The boy seems more preoccupied with helping the people they meet along the way than his father, who is more focused on making it to safety. The child is responsible for the man's decision to help strangers on the road, albeit with some reluctance. The child places a premium on doing the right thing. He is concerned that his father and he are assisting others and keeping the faith alive. The boy is the man's strength, but he has no idea that the boy relies on his father for his will to live and that the man frets about the boy constantly. Next character is the old man. The old man with the cart is a minor character who the father and son encounter on their journey. He's an old man who is pulling a cart filled with possessions, and he briefly joins forces with the father and the son before eventually parting ways. The man with the cart is a symbol of the kindness and generosity that still exists in this bleak world, and his brief appearance underscores the fragility of human connections and the importance of empathy and compassion. The next character is the thief. The thief is another minor character who the father and son encounter on their journey. He is a desperate and dangerous man who tries to steal from the father and son, but ultimately fails. The thief represents the darker side of humanity, the brutality and selfishness that can emerge in the face of extreme hardship and scarcity. The thief appears very dangerous. His motives are not to hurt anybody. I saved the most intriguing character that I found for the last, the mother. In The Road, the mother is a character who is only mentioned briefly, but who has a profound impact on the story. Though she is not physically present in the novel, her memory and influence are a constant presence for the father and son throughout their journey. The mother is a symbol of love and warmth in a world that is cold and harsh. She is described as having had a long regard in silence and a grace not of the world, suggesting that she was a gentle and a compassionate person. The father often thinks of her with great affection, and her presence lingers in his memories even as he struggles to survive in a world that is almost entirely devoid of human kindness. The mother's absence also represents a loss of hope and security. The father and son are on the road because they believe that they may find other survivors who can offer them protection and support. The mother, who is not with them, represents the security and comfort of their former life. The mother is also a symbol of sacrifice. It is implied that she killed herself rather than face the horrors of the post apocalyptic world. Her sacrifice allowed her son to survive, but it also left him with the burden of carrying her memory and the weight of her absence. In conclusion, although the mother is not a physically present character in the road, her impact on the story is very significant. She represents love, warmth, security, sacrifice in a world that is otherwise bleak and unforgiving. Her memory is a source of both comfort and sadness for the father and the son. That wraps up our character profile. We now analyze the novel. McCarthy makes it clear right away that the man and the child live in a future where civilization, as we know, has been annihilated. The man and the boy travel south along the road. The landscape is ravaged. Few living things live. Hope is fading, and danger lurks around every corner. They hide in their cart by their carts and have a rear view mirror attached to the cart's handle in case anybody is coming up behind them. They are constantly on the lookout for smoke or fire as a proof of this risk. The relationship between a father and son is central to the plot of the entire book. Without his son, the father has no reason to believe in God or have faith in the future. They are completely reliant on one another for their life and death wishes. The idea of frames or skeletal forms also appears early in the book. The only thing the father and son encounter in the city and on the journey are the outlines of the old world. They find the skeletons of dried and decaying humans alongside the framework of automobiles, barns, and homes. McCarthy's writing style echoes this brevity in that he frequently uses fragments and keeps the conversation between father and son very abrupt. The novel's language is sparse and bare, much like the landscape that the father and the boy must cross. The concept of visions also become apparent at this point. The man's daytime visions are different from his nighttime dreams. The man may experience recollections of the time he called his father's home or of his time he spent at the lake with his uncle. The work examines the human condition from opposing viewpoints. On one hand, the father is solely concerned with his son's well being and makes no effort to aid anyone. He is completely devoted to his kid. On the other hand, the kid makes it his mission to aid anyone in need. At one point, the father shoots one of the road agents to protect his son, which makes his son ask the question whether they are still the good guys. This question is repeatedly posed by the protagonist's son throughout the book. The mother knew that there is no hope left in the world where humans turn against each other. She hence decided to take her life and free herself from the misery in the days to come. Some of the important events that I would like to touch upon. The man reaching his old home. When the man reaches his old home, it reminds him of all the memories which still come into his dreams. His dreams, which once used to be bad, were now peaceful. According to the father, when a person stops getting bad dreams, it means that his mind has given up on the reality of the world and survival. Seeing without color what was once his palace sent chills down the man. Second, the duo meeting the old man. When the man and his son met the old man with the cart, the son saw a helpless man, while the man saw a potential threat. This shows the difference between the hearts of the two characters. The son still works and sees the world in good faith, even though he has no reason to. The third is the robbery of the cart. When the robber robs the cart full of supplies, it enrages the father, and this anger scares the kid. When they catch up with the robber, it appears that the robber was not someone who wanted to hurt anyone, but the father still sees him as a threat and makes him give up all his clothes. The son complains to this and reminds the man that the robber is as helpless as them and that they must be humane towards him. The son makes the father return the clothes to the robber. This clearly goes to show the growth of the character of the boy who disagrees with his father and chooses good faith over cruelty. The death of the father. At the end, when the father dies, there is a birth of sense of maturity in the kid. The kid takes the pistol of his father with one bullet and continues on his father's journey. However, it becomes clear that the boy did not lose his faith, as it can be clearly seen that he trusts the new family. It is, however, left to the readers to think whether this decision of the boy was right, as it is not made clear whether the couple who took him in were in fact not cannibals. Conclusion. This novel explores various aspects of human emotions and perspectives. The boy and the man are so very different, still are inseparable and love each other more than anything in this world. The child is born in this world where there is no place for compassion, care, or anything good. Everything burns and turns to ashes. There are no colors in this world. The world where the man was born were very different from what it had become. This novel teaches one how to be hopeful in situations which breaks most. There is a sense of hope throughout the novel, which turns to despair when the father dies. The boy refuses to leave the body of his father for days, but finally there is acceptance in the boy, and hence he becomes a man towards the end of the novel, much better than his father. I hope you read this novel and explore the sense of light moving through darkness. I hope you break as much as the son when his father died. I hope you experience the happiness that the father experienced with his son. Experiences with his son. I hope this novel touches your heart as much as it has touched mine. I hope you have a beautiful experience. Thank you.